Hi, welcome to the first week of the age reversal class. I'm really excited about this, and my mind's been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on how to do this because there is our consciousness, our belief systems that we're plugged into that we need to do all these different cleanses, and we need to take these vitamins, we need to take these herbs, we need to do this, we need to do that, and we need to do all these things for age reversal and to be really, really healthy. And so I decided we're going to talk a little bit about that stuff. I'm still in that on some of this, and so I'm sure you guys are too. And then we're just going to keep expanding our consciousness to realize that we really are just holograms, and we're aging because of the programs that are placed in the hologram. And I remember looking at my stepmother's thighs when I was a kid, and they were a little lumpy and bumpy. And when we went to the river, and I thought my legs are going to be like that. And when I was in my 20s, I created legs like that. And then I went and did something about it and changed it. And then it came back because I hadn't changed the belief system. And then I went and physically did something about it again and changed the belief system. Now it's staying. But I had the program, I had that blueprint of what my legs were going to be like. And here I was in my 20s having 40-year-old legs, because that was my program. And the more powerful we get, the faster we create our belief systems. And the other day, I said, God, I just want the truth. And I heard, your beliefs are your truth. So whatever you believe is completely and totally true for you. That is your truth. What do you mean you want the truth? The truth is your belief systems. So it was so profound to me. And not knowing Bruce Lipton, I would really love to know Bruce Lipton. He's incredible. Really suggest you guys go to YouTube and watch his videos. We are holograms. We're cells. And he was talking about, I was watching one of his videos. I posted on my Facebook. I'm going to send it out to you guys. That our cells, that like the inside of the cell is negative and the outside is positive. So each one is like a battery. So it's like electricity. And he talks about how our head, our brain, bringing in all these different belief systems from all these different areas, are telling our cells how to act. They're telling our cells, you're going to get a disease, you're going to die, you're going to have this problem, you're going to have that problem. And again, and he talks about the superconsciousness, I talk about the subconsciousness of humanity. So we've got all those programs there that we're plugged into, what we're going to look like, what we're going to feel like, how we're going to show up, what we have to do to change the things. You have to do this cleanse. You have to walk on your hands for 10 miles before you can be rejuvenated, or whatever our thoughts are that we have to do that. And over these next 4 weeks, I'm going to be unwinding those belief systems that are creating our hologram to show up the way it shows up. Because we are designing our lives completely and totally, and we're designing our hologram how we show up. I read, and here's a great book, a set of books to read. There's 6 of them, but it's Masters from the Far East. And it's written in the 1800s. And they talk about these people that are 600 years old and don't look a day over 30. 600 years old and don't look a day over 30. Because they don't have any of those belief systems of what they're supposed to be like or what they're supposed to age like. I've heard stories that Mother Mary was over 100 years old when she gave birth to Jesus. I mean, she was quite a master. Excuse the religious, programming in this, but that's what I've heard. You know, and they talk about in the Bible that people way over 300 years old living. There's a man on the planet right now I know of through a very good source. I don't know this man, but I know of him, and he's over 300 years old. They don't talk about him. You won't see anything online about him because the programs that are being put in there, if you live to be in your early 80s, you've lived a good life. I hear that over and over and over and over again. Oh, she was in her 80s. She lived a good life. I'm okay if she dies because she's in her 80s. And I noticed that the average belief system of life is 80s. And some people don't think they'll make it to the 80s. And some people think they're going to be really diligent and make it to 91. A friend of mine's mom just died the other day and she's 91. And my friend says, oh, she was 91. You know, it's about time she went, meaning she made it over the threshold of 80. You know what I mean? And how we're going to function and how we're going to, I mean, in her last days, are we supposed to have a disease that makes our mind forget everybody so it's easier for everybody to let go of us when we die? Did you even know your fear of dying will create your dying and keeping you in that fear? I'm done with this aging thing, man. I'm in my middle 50s, okay, a little over, and I'm over it. I don't want to do this. I've read the books, Masters from the Far East. I know about all these different people that live all these years and their ages don't change and they start reversing. I actually think I look a lot better than some photos from me from 2013. I think we shared them on this page. In some aspects, I'm shifting and looking so much younger. In some aspects, I'm aging. And I have these belief systems that I have to do these cleanses. You know, you have to cleanse the body. I mean, I was just drinking sliced beets, sliced lemon, sliced ginger, and a couple garlic cloves with a tablespoon of honey with hot water poured over it. I make a tea out of it. Why? Because it's good for you. It's good for your blood. It cleanses your body. And because I believe that stuff, it works for me. You know, it's what works for us is what we believe works for us. And how fast we shift is between us, and us. We can shift really fast and we can take it a lot slower. Sometimes the fast road for some people is a lot because they have all these belief systems about this that coming up and they're like, holy cow, this stuff. So who's ready to reverse the aging process? Yay! All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and then we'll get going in some activations. And I like to make different files, so you have different files. You know what I mean? So you can go straight to them when you're ready.